Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. Hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about starting a side hustle, starting a business in 2024 and how to do it. This comes off of a comment I received. I was on my way to breakfast and I said, let's just pop on live and talk about this because it's very crucial that you do one thing. And if you've already started a business, you're in the early startup phase, this probably will bring you a lot of good information too. I know it sounds simple, but most people, most businesses fail because they miss this one thing. All right. So the comment was, it's from Tina. It says, I want to start a business. I want to take it. I want to start it now. Or she messed up. Sorry. I want to start a business. I take it now is not the time. And I would need a lot of money to do this. I need to borrow. Will the banks loan? And again, is this a bad time? Maybe I should never start it. It's a gourmet bread business. All right, first off, I'd love to hear what your side hustle or business is. Put it down in the comments. This is what I said to her. I would start very slowly out of your home and you scale with profit and not debt. You see, what most people starting businesses do not understand is the system we live in, the matrix that we live in our country, is set up for failure. You must start with debt. That's how the government wants it. When I was starting I ended up having to start a fruit stand ultimately, but I wanted to sell palm trees in my local county. And I had rented a place, some land from a farmer, and I started putting the palm trees out there. And pretty quickly, a county inspector showed up and said, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm planting these palm trees and I'm going to sell them." And he said, "Well, if you want to sell them, we're going to need you to put an off ramp on this road so that cars can safely get off and get back on the highway." Like, are you kidding? This is a county road. It's not that busy. There's already a farm here. Well, yeah, but there's difference if you have a business. And I'm like, that would bankrupt me. I don't have the money to put in an off ramp. I looked down the road and I said, "Why are you doing this?" And they said, "Well, you also need to mitigate the amount of mud that would go from the farm onto the road." And I looked down the road and there's just tractor marks all over the road from other farms. I said, "What about those?" And he says, "Well, that's different. They're farms." So I had to run around and look at the laws, and I found a law for a fruit stand. If I had a fruit stand open up, I didn't have to follow those laws. So I started opening a fruit stand. But my point being is that you're immediately in a position like another side hustle I had where I was selling things out of my home. And pretty quickly I learned that it was illegal. It's illegal to sell things out of your home to the public. As a matter of fact, there's laws in our county about how many garage sales you can have. Now, I understand why these laws are on the books, but the thing is it puts you in debt. You have to go raise the money to go and get a commercial property. You need all the upfront costs just to start a business to see if it works. So this is what I say. You need to buck the trend. The fact of the matter is, almost 80% of the Fortune 500 companies that are existing today started during a recession. I've said it before and I will say it again. Recessions and depressions, total market crashes, are the best time to start a business for so many different reasons. Now, I went ahead and threw some links down below. If you want to check out the side hustle course, how to start a side hustle, I take it from garage sales to starting a corporation. It's $199 if you want it. But I'm going to, if not, no worries. But my point being is in 2024, I'm going to be expanding that course. It's already big enough, but I'm going to be putting a lot of time into it. And the reason why is because we are moving into a recessionary period. And I believe it is going to be quite a doozy. I think in the next handful of years, we're going to see so many people losing their jobs, so many people needing to make ends meet or learn how to become successful. And it's not about making ends meet. It's about becoming successful. But like in Tina's situation where she wants to start a gourmet bread business, you can totally start a gourmet bread business and do this artisan style bread baking out of your home and find a couple of small boutique shops or restaurants that would gladly take your food. I know there's all these laws set up against you, especially in cooking. You need to have a commercial kitchen if you're selling to a certain type of customer, a certain way, but there's ways around it. There's always loopholes. And it's very important that we get to a point. Thank you, Neil, for all the moderating you're doing. But we need to get into a point where we become successful. I have never had a side hustle that has lost money, ever. I think the American people are very messed up when it comes to starting small businesses because all they're thinking about is I need to run at a loss so I can get write-offs so that I don't have to pay as much in taxes. Because you don't realize that you are in a slavery system with this taxation. And so what I show people and my students, I say, first off, pick a passion, something that you not only love doing, but something that the write-offs, like the RVs, the trailers, the tractors, the trucks, the office condos, things like that. Those are things you would have wanted to buy in your normal living, your lifestyle, things that you enjoy. Well, you just start a side hustle around that. And then I don't want you to lose money. You're still going to be able to write off all of those things, legal write-offs, right? I want you to do it legally. You're still going to get to write it off, but I also want you to make money and lots of it. And then when you start figuring out your corporate structure, your entities, and you start getting specific business write-offs, it's so much more valuable. But yet, we as Americans, we seem to think that it's good to run at a loss, and that's not good. I want you to have all of those legal write-offs, and I want you to also make lots of money. But the thing is you have to start small, and then you scale your business. And there's another tip or trick that most entrepreneurs really don't understand, or people that would call themselves entrepreneurs, but really you're running a hobby business. And a hobby business is defined as you make the normal, after all your expenses, you're paying your employees, you walk away making about the same as if you would be in the workforce. That's a hobby, right? Most business owners have no idea how to pivot or what pivoting is, how they should try doing a myriad of different things. Tina may start a gourmet bread business, right? And she's making bread in her kitchen and she's using these ingredients and people are raving about the ingredients, right? The owners of these other stores, of these restaurants, are raving about it. How's your bread better? And they said, well, I use a special type of olive oil. What are you talking about? And you give them a sample and they go, this is amazing. And Tina may find that she may make a ton more money becoming a distributor of this amazing olive oil and being able to use her skills as a baker, going around to restaurants going, the reason why you want to use this olive oil and buy it from me is because I witnessed it in my bread making company. And she comes across as obviously a professional and someone that has experience and is likable. Very few people have business coaches. They have a business or a side hustle, but they don't have a business coach. And that's how I set up the real estate or the side hustle course, was like a mentoring thing, not a one-on-one mentoring, because I can only do so much in my life. But I taught the course based off of my 30 years experience in over 21 side hustles. I did a video once about the 21 side hustles that I've done. And some people are like, you have no idea, how to stick with something. I said, no, you have no idea how to make money. Because every time I'd make money over here, then I pivoted over here and I made that much money. And then I pivoted over here and I made this much money. And that is what we need. We need business owners to turn into entrepreneurs, those people that understand that hard times come and good times come. And that's why when the hard times come, you better have savings from when you had the good times. And then you build business, you build industry. Our country was built off of mom and pop, small businesses, but we lost our way. And after a while, one small business would get so big, it'd buy another small business, and then that would buy another small business, and then it would become a conglomerate, hiring all these people. And now look at what we have. We have people getting laid off in droves. And 2024 is going to be one of those years that are going to be really, really rough. And what people need to understand is we're in a day that if you try and call a contractor or a plumber or an electrician, guess what you get? Yeah, we're booked out for the next couple months. Why? Because we have so few mom and pop businesses. You will make more over the next 5 years if you go into a trade and learn something like becoming a plumber, electrician, a carpenter, and then apply those skills on your weekend, starting a side hustle and building up a business, and then eventually having a plan on how you're going to leave the trade and blow up. There's a lot to be said about small businesses that maybe have one or two employees. That's it. They stay small and they use contract labor, thus helping other small businesses. You end up, businesses, once you go past a handful of employees to 20, 30, 50, that's a lot of margin. That's a lot of margin that's taken away in profits because of HR fees, payroll, and things like that. So I want people to understand that in 2024, I believe it's one of the best times because we are moving into an epic recession, if not a crash, like a depression. And so those are times where business owners, not entrepreneurs, are losing their minds because they didn't plan for this. They didn't see it ahead. They got caught up in their life and they're going to be selling off parts of their business, their inventories for pennies on the dollar. I experienced this in 2009, 2010. I was cleaning up, buying inventory from construction companies, from cabinet manufacturers, things like that. And I was making tons of money on the side. And I want you to make tons of money. Look, if you don't want to buy the course, no problem. But if you want a life hack and you want to take from my 30 years experience starting from starting from a garage sale, buying and selling electric chains, bought my first house in 1 year and then turned around and had 14 homes 3 years later. If you want that kind of life hack for $200 and $199, the link's down below. Hope you guys have a great day. The Economic Ninja is out.